in there, a lot in the second half. Obviously his defensive, versatility was certainly a benefit, and of course he made that shot to take the lead. Can you just speak to obviously Drake's defense in that second half as well as the shot he made in the corner?
Well, I mean, Drake is he's gifted athletically, and he's elite defensively on and off the ball. And I thought his length, athleticism, and pressure on the ball when we were switching caused them problems. And then also his ability to rebound the basketball. I thought he stepped up when he got into the game, and then to be able to have the confidence, to be able to knock down that three in the corner to put us up by one was huge. And so really happy and really proud of Drake tonight.
Hubert, in the second half, a couple of the guys mentioned they were talking about Kansas. We don't want to let this be Kansas at halftime. What was your message to the guys at halftime? And just from your vantage point, what was it like as you were steadily chipping away at that 21-point deficit?
Well, I've said to this group that the growth and the step that this team needs to take is to getting to that level that allowed us to get back to the game, to start the game that way and to stay there. And yes, it gave us and it gave them confidence on what we were able to do on the road at Kansas, to be able to give them an example of there's a lot of time to be able to come back. It's not a situation where we've got to come back from 21 in 2 possessions, just a possession at a time. Actually, the first 4 minutes of the second half, they came to the bench, and I told them they're not making comeback plays. So you're not getting the rebounds, you're not getting defensive stops, you're not getting through screens, you're not getting loose balls, you're not taking the ball strong to the hoop, you're not dunking when you get around the basket, just not making those plays. And I said, if you would change that, this game would flip. And they were able to do that against a really good Dayton team. And I also told them this isn't sustainable. You can't do this every game. It's just not. And that's going to be one of the major steps with this team is, can they play with the sense of urgency on both ends of the floor? Can they start there, and can they stay there for a full 40 minutes?
Hubert, straight away right here, I want to have you expound on what you were just getting at there. There was something in the air in this gym today, just wild comebacks. It's probably the best single day in the history of this tournament, but I'm curious, after this kind of result and a phenomenal comeback, what emotions are you feeling? Are you feeling concern for your team? Are you feeling elation that they were able to pull themselves together and provide the university its second largest comeback? Where do you find yourself sitting in the immediacy of this win?
I find myself everywhere. I'm very proud of how they reacted and how they responded. I'm really happy for them. I love those kids and the way that they persevered through adversity out there on the floor and was able to turn this around, as I said before, against a very good Dayton team. I'm really proud of them. I really am. But I'm also keeping it real with them as well, as there's areas of consistency and growth that we need to move forward with. And those are things that we'll talk about. We talked about after the game, and things that we'll talk about tonight and tomorrow in preparation on playing Auburn.
Hubert, you obviously did talk about, the need to, kind of clean things up. Was there a point in that first half where you felt the guys just needed to settle down a bit? You guys came in, taking care of the ball pretty well.
Prior to this game, I think somebody told me this, I don't know, but somebody told me that we were number 1 in the country in terms of not turning the ball over.
Yep.
Okay, we flipped it in the first half. Okay, how many? We had 12 turnovers for 19 points, or I don't know how many, but that was uncharacteristic for us. That's one of the things that we talk about all the time, is we talk about defense. They shot 51% in the first half. We talk about rebounding. They were beating us on the boards. And we talk about taking care of the basketball. So in the second half, how many turnovers did we have? We had 2 turnovers. 3 turnovers. Then we ended up out-rebounding them. And then we held them from 51% in the first half to, I think, 35% in the second half. You check those 3 boxes, you're going to be in every game. And we were able to do that in the second half.
Looking at the crowd levels today, UNC was definitely in the front with the amount of fans that made the trip, essentially making like a home court advantage. What can you say about the Tar Heels fan base making it, showing up and making this trip?
Well, they always show up. It doesn't matter if it's Maui or Chapel Hill or on the road. Our fans are fantastic, and the encouragement that they gave our team when we were down and we were coming back, giving us that encouragement really helped. And having that home court advantage from the crowd is something that we feed off on, and I'm very thankful and appreciative of the Carolina fans and the way that they have showed up for us here in Maui, but also in Chapel Hill and everywhere else.
Last question, and then we'll get Dayton in here.
Hubert, Seth was in here and he said that the guys were saying that it's not going to be Kansas in terms of a comeback that falls short. Did you feel that sort of level of belief from those guys that even though it was a 21-point deficit, they weren't going to let this one not get there?
Well, I don't know if you were here, but I told them at, I think the 16-minute mark in the second half, I said, you guys aren't making comeback plays. You're not making the plays to be able to come back. You're just not. You're not getting the rebounds, you're not getting the stops, you're not getting the loose balls, you're not finishing around the basket, you're not setting the screens, you're not running the plays right. You're just not. And that switched after the 16-minute mark, and we just started chipping away, and we do have that experience of not only coming back when we played Kansas, but how we did it. It was just possession by possession, and I think that gave our guys confidence that we could still do it against a really good Dayton team.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, again, 21-point comeback ties the largest second half comeback in school history, which was the 93 Florida State game when we were down 21. And ties the second largest comeback in any game in school history, which was the year before against Wake Forest in 92, which was 22. Career high for Trimble, set RJ's 6th career 30-point game. Thank you.